Hey everybody, Target from Rogue Patriots Paintball. Here with another video on the Retevis Ailunce HD1 amateur band radio. This video is on the IP67 rating. If you're not familiar with what IP rating is, it's an international protection set of standards, and the IP stands for ingress protection. So how well it's protected from things getting into the electronic components. In this case, the radio. So the HD1 IP67 rated. The first digit for physical contact, like dust and dirt protection, is a scale of 0 to 6. 0 being, these aren't the scientific explanations, but 0 being no protection and 6 being the maximum protection. The second digit, which is mainly what this video focuses on, is its protection again against liquid or water in this case, and that scale goes from 0 to 9, so 0 being no protection and 9 being the top amount of protection you could get. I did not test the physical contact or the first digit protection. I thought about putting it in like a Dyson vacuum cleaner or something and letting it, swirl around, but I actually had a better idea. We sent these radios down to Command Decisions War Game Center in Taylorsville, North Carolina for the Platoon Leader 2018 MagFed only game, and the radios came back functioning and working properly after being beat up a little bit and dragged through all sorts of dirt and mud and everything. So I'm safe to say I think that it passes that first rating of physical contact. So you notice the time code at the bottom of the screen. That is the footage time code starting at 0. And as we speed up and slow down through this video, because I'm obviously not going to make you watch a 30-minute video just to see if it withstood the water immersion, you'll see the time code speeds up and slows down, so that'll go along with how fast I'm playing the video. So you can see that it was actually submerged or immersed in water for that period of time. So the IP67 rating, the second digit is what we're concentrating on here, that we did sort of a kind of unscientific test for. It's protection against liquids, and that 7 it basically is registered or is defined as it's protected against the effects of immersion up to 1 meter for up to 30 minutes duration. I think those are the test specs you would do to certify this. So I set up a makeshift fish tank, picked up a cute betta fish to put in the water there. Of course, I prepped the water and everything, didn't want to harm the fish. I got a container from the local brewing store, which wasn't quite 1 meter deep, but close enough. It's probably about 3/4 of a meter, like 2.5 feet, or I don't know, something like that. And so, of course, I bought some decor for the fish and entertainment value, and of course, dropped the radio into the water and let it run its test. Now, I did cut out at around 28 minutes because my media cards were full, but it was actually in longer. And at the end, I take out the radio and kind of show it to you. So during the test, I did several transmissions, and the radio picked up all the transmissions. This wasn't really about how well it would pick up underwater, but just about the fact that it's still functioning and not locked up on some screen or something like that. I also sent a text message, and that put the radio onto a read message or view later screen, I believe. And unfortunately, I didn't want to take the radio out, so I couldn't really clear that, so I think it had to clear on its own. But it was still working. Here you can see the cute betta fish swimming around, checking out its new digs. Alright, so after the time period was up, I did pull the radio out. Obviously I had water all over it. I did transmit on the radio to another radio, and I did transmit from another radio to the radio that was submerged, to see how the microphone and the speaker were functioning, if functioning at all. So the audio, transmit audio was bad, and the receive audio was bad. You could understand it, but it didn't sound like it should. Naturally, it's been submerged, so I blew out the water as much as I could and dried it off. That helped out a lot, but it still wasn't perfect. Naturally, it's going to have water in the holes where the microphone and the speaker are, and those were in fact protected, but there's still water in that, those little channels where the speaker and the mic are. So I ended up using a vacuum hose just to suction out the rest of the water, and then everything sounded perfectly fine, and transmit audio was perfectly fine after that. So the water did not have any effect, aside from clearing it out of the channel that it's in. Didn't have any effect, and the radio survived. So I would say the HD1 meets the IP67 rating. Although it's not rated for impact resistance, there is a third digit on some IP ratings, and that would be impact resistance, like if it fell from a certain height, would it survive, or so on and so forth. It does not have that rating, but I will say that I was out messing around with the radios on a sort of a bridge or a breezeway outdoors, connecting a parking garage to an office building, trying to get a good line of sight to mess with the GPS so it could lock onto GPS signals. And some wind came along and blew one of the radios off the side, and it fell about 35 feet. So I looked over, and of course this was unexpected, so I was hoping it would be all right. I went down, got the radio. It was face down, and the battery had popped off. And this is my 5.5-month-old puppy, Scout, who is taking up a treat there. So I picked it up, put the battery back on. The radio was fine. There might have been a scuff or something on the plastic, but the screen was perfectly intact. Everything worked and functioned normally. And so although there is no impact rating, IP rating on this, I would have to say that it stood up pretty well for falling 35 feet onto concrete. All right, well, that's about it. I hope this test was informative and demonstrated the IP67 rating of the HD1 radio. As always, put your comments below. If you want to see more testing on different paintball products or radios or whatnot, send us a message, leave some comments, and of course, check us out on Facebook, Rogue Patriots Paintball, and our website, roguepatriotspaintball.com. And I will see you next time.